In this video, I'll be going through some early trade rumours for this upcoming trade period in 2022. The coloured bar indicates how likely it is for certain players to be traded, in my opinion. After career best season, Blake Acres has been offered only a 2-year deal from the Dockers valued between $200,000 to $300,000, and it is reported Carlton are heavily interested and have offered $350,000 for 3 years. Rankin looks set to leave the Suns to head off to the Crows after being given a massive offer of $850,000 a year from Adelaide to return to his home state. Grundy looks expected to join the D's this trade period, as the Magpies are expecting Grundy to leave to the raging favourites in Melbourne. It seems the Magpies are willing to pay $300,000 a year off Grundy's existing $1 million a year contract until the end of 2027. Star midfielder Josh Dunkley is looking to explore his options, even though the Dogs are heavily keen on retaining him and have offered him a long-term contract deal which he is yet to accept. Tipper Dwan, his partner, is living in Adelaide, so a family-driven decision seems quite likely for him to head to Port. Brisbane have shown huge interest in veteran Jack Gunston, who is currently a free agent, and a team that will be looking for a key forward to replace Dan McStay, who looks certain to be heading to the Pies. It seems Hawthorn are the team that are going to land Carl Amon in free agency. After being linked with both Hawthorn and St Kilda, he has since nominated Hawthorn as his team of choice, and it's basically confirmed now that he'll be making the move to Waverley Park on a 4-year deal worth $650,000 a year. St Kilda seem to be the front-runners for the out-of-contract Jordan De Goey, as they're willing to offer him a $3.2 million contract. Collingwood's salary cap issues are still a disaster, as Grundy is set to leave to Melbourne, and Collingwood still need to pay a portion of his $1 million a year contract, so it could see both players heading out, as Collingwood still need the money. Dustin Martin, who remains contracted at the Tigers, has been rumoured about leaving the Tigers, and it would be better off a change at location to head to the Swans. However, this deal seems less than likely to occur now, as nothing has been said publicly in a while, and Damien Hardwick himself quoted that he's not going anywhere. Tom Mitchell has been weighing up his future and seems to be looking at a third club after interest has been noted by a few teams. Mitchell's departure could help the Hawks free up salary space, but the deal seems to be quite unlikely at this current moment. Essendon are keeping a heavy eye on star blue Harry Mackay and are keen to lure him to the club. Mackay, who was contracted for next year, is reportedly set to stay at the Blues, as they themselves have stated they are confident he will sign a new deal alike Curnow. Hill, who is contracted at the Saints till 2025, seems likely to make the move to North, as he himself has stated he is open to moving to a fourth club. The desire to be coached under Clarkson again has been further sparked after the retirement of good mate Paddy Ryder, even though the Saints want him to stay. Aaron Francis could be very likely heading back to his home state of South Australia and joining Port after the Bombers have said they are open in trading the out-of-contract Bomber. No deals have yet been offered, and Francis isn't solely set on heading back to his home state if other clubs have interest. Despite being contracted till next season, Luke Bruce's future at the Hawks remains up in the air. It seems he is keen on extending his career beyond 2023 and could see another offer arise from the Giants. We are all quite aware now of Fremantle's mega offer to Demon Luke Jackson, which highly sees him playing for them next year in his return back to his home state. The Rising Star player has been offered up to $900,000 a year long term in a deal that seems to be too good to refuse. The Western Bulldogs are reportedly red hot on luring Crow James Rowe to Victoria, especially considering his contract doesn't look like getting renewed in a somewhat disappointing season for him. The Dogs were adamant on getting him in the draft as well, so it looks quite likely that he'll be heading off to the Dogs. A move for Buddy to head to Brisbane was heavily discussed and rumoured, with that talk almost fizzling away now, as he's set to either stay at the Swans or retire. After requesting between $700,000 to $800,000, if the Swans are unable to make that work, then it is highly likely Franklin may just retire altogether, even though he's keen on playing on in 2023. Collingwood are expected to land giant Bobby Hill, and after failing to land a deal with the Bombers last season, he is again requesting another trade and is almost certain to leave. Junior RIOLI seems to want a deal that can give him long-term stability after a difficult past 18 months and a lot of time not playing footy. It seems as though Port have offered RIOLI a multi-year contract, but not everyone is a fan of this move, as Xavier has said he owed it to West Coast, quoting he should stick it out after serving a 2-year drug ban in which West Coast paid him out for. Yet to receive a contract offer from the Saints, and with North Melbourne seeking heavy interest in Ben Long, as both him and Brad Hill seem likely to head to North. Being offered apparently $600,000 a year, it seems like an offer too good to refuse, as he is a player that the Saints don't believe is worth that much. Bombers captain Dyson Heppel has been offered a 2-year deal which could see him head up north to the Suns, which would likely lead into a coaching role. He has only been offered a 1-year deal from the Bombers, but it seems at the moment he's more likely to stay at the Dons. As a restricted free agent, Darcy Garner has been closely monitored by a few clubs throughout the year. No real team seems set to emerge, and he's expected to stay at the Lions, particularly considering he's one of Fagan's favourites. Journalist John Ralph reported on Fox Footy that Rory Lobb would most likely land a deal at the Western Bulldogs, as he's informed the Dockers his desire to be traded come season's end. But after the emergencies of Sam Darcy, the Dogs have been urged to abort their move for Lobb after Darcy's emergence and the expected acquisition of LiamJames. A new offer from the Dockers at upwards of $500,000 a year is still unlikely to have convinced Griffin Logue to stay at the Dockers, who has been linked to move out of the club all season. The teams currently in the mix are North Melbourne, Collingwood and Brisbane, who have apparently offered bigger contracts. Tim Taranto is set to join the Tigers on a whopping 7-year deal valued at $750,000 a year. As the deal has already been made, it seems the Giants will be starting high for their asking price in hopes of receiving 2 first-round picks in compensation. Another Giant who is looking out is Tanner Bruin, who is currently on the radar of North Melbourne, with discussions between him and Alistair Clarkson already commencing. It seems quite likely the move south will be made. It is practically confirmed now that out-of-contract Lion key forward Daniel McStay will be heading to the Pies, a team in need of a new key forward for a 5-year deal worth close to $650,000 a year. Jacob Hopper has recently been reported to have met with the Tigers as claimed by coach Damien Hardwick, as it is again quite likely another star Giant is seeking out of the club. Geelong also seem to be interested in Hopper as well. It seems as if though LiamJames is set to be returning to the AFL in 2023, this time however in new colours at the Western Bulldogs, after opting to not take the vaccine as part of the AFL's mandates. In need for more defensive stocks, the Dogs seemed favourites to sign Jones where he started his career, on a 3-year deal. The Gold Coast Suns have reportedly offered Jason Johannisen a 3-year deal in a bid to lure him away from the Western Bulldogs. After playing 8 seasons, JJ is available for unrestricted free agency, and it seems the Suns are willing to bolster the halfback stocks. Like and subscribe for more AFL content as well if you want to see a part 2, and I appreciate everyone for watching. We'll see you soon in my next one.